favorites will be featured every other Wednesday on Roving with the Arts with me, your host, Mick Hess. I'll be talking with local classical, jazz, and folk musicians about their favorite styles of music and hear musical excerpts that are some of their favorites. We'll even find out what kind of music they would want to hear if they were stranded on a Pacific island. Join me for some interesting and entertaining musical insights of some of your favorite local musicians.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Wednesday morning, December 16th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, New Mexico. Across the state line in Colorado, we're at 103.3 FM in the Durango area, and you can listen anywhere on earth by going to our website. We're always streaming at KSJE.com. Welcome also to our viewers. This is a visual radio program. We're streaming the video live this morning out to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter feed as well at KSJE. So we're glad, however you found your way to us this morning, that you are here, because coming up in the next few moments, we're going to be talking about a great holiday tradition that is not canceled this year, the drive-through living nativity at Navajo Ministries. We'll get the details about that, talk about all the good work that the Navajo Ministries does on the Four Corners Home for Children, coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE, so stay tuned for that. It's Wednesday, of course, so we'll take our weekly trip to the Encouragement Lab this morning at 8:50 a.m. Communications professor Dr. Mike Hadaba is going to be joining me with some great words of advice, very timely, I would say, how to have a better attitude in 2021. Interesting and something to think about, and we'll talk more about that coming up later on this hour on KSJE. At 9:06, after the news, Mick Hess takes us roving with the arts. Of course, it's a great holiday classic, the Nutcracker Ballet Suite from Tchaikovsky. You'll hear that today at 9:06. It's a special 90-minute version of Roving with the Arts today, so we can fit in, if not all of the Nutcracker, certainly most of it coming up today on KSJE. That takes us to 10:30, our local and regional author program, Right on Four Corners. Tracy Hales-Vass will be speaking with author M. Glenda Rosen about her book called Dead in That Beach House. That's coming up today at 10:30, a little beach mystery for us coming up this morning on Right on Four Corners on KSJE. We invite you, in addition to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, to connect with us on Instagram as well. You can join our 3,000 other fans on Facebook if you have not done so already. We're excited to hit that milestone of 3,000 followers on Facebook, so thank you for that. And of course, let's check on the weather forecast. Sunshine is out this morning. It is currently 13 degrees in Farmington at the moment, but it's a little breezy out there. Winds are gusting up to 7 miles per hour, so it makes it feel like about 3 degrees out there at the moment, but it's going to get sunny and it's going to get a bit warmer. Today's high, 35 degrees in Farmington. Clear tonight with a low of 13. It'll be partly sunny tomorrow, a bit warmer with a high of 39, maybe a flurry overnight Thursday before things dry up just a bit with partly sunny skies on Friday with a high of 38 degrees and an overnight low of 15. It'll be mostly sunny and 35 on Saturday and Sunday. Sunshine 37 on Monday, maybe warming up to near 40 again by Tuesday. And of course, we always tell you that visual radio can take you places. Let's head over to the great state of New Hampshire this morning, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where folks are out ice skating this morning, so we can take a little look at the skating rink in Portsmouth, New Hampshire from the Strawberry Bank Museum. That is courtesy of YouTube, and some of the scenes of some folks. Looks like maybe some skating lessons going on there this morning. Currently in Portsmouth, it's 18 degrees. In New Hampshire at the moment, they're on their way to a high today of 25 degrees, a mostly cloudy day today, and an overnight low of 18, and they are under this winter storm warning as this winter storm is heading towards the east coast. So fun to see, skating in New Hampshire this morning on Visual Radio, KSJE. Joining me this morning to talk a little bit about the upcoming live nativity at the Four Corners Navajo Ministries and Four Corners Home for Children. Annette Reich is here from Navajo Ministries. Good morning. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Good to have you here. Also, Jim Baker is here as well. Good morning. Good to have you here.
Scott. Good to see you again. It's every year we get together.
Every year we do get together,
in your studio, and we put a big wrapping around the vertical truck out there, so there's no problems. But there's hardly anybody in your parking lot, so
there's not these days, right? We are all socially distanced and everything, and the lawyers have been, figuring it out to get you on this radio station, you and Annette both. So we appreciate the efforts.
Too. Remember last year?
I know.
Last year.
Last year. It's been a year.
Last year. That's a lifetime ago.
It's not
That's
the
right.
2020 year.
That's true. Today is March 357th, I believe, is the date. So that's where we are. But you both are here to talk about one of my favorite events of the holiday season, and we're so glad that, like many things this year, this event is not canceled.
That's right.
It's not postponed. It is still happening, which we're very excited about. So the Live Nativity at Navajo Ministries.
36th annual.
Is it really?
Yeah, 36 years.
That's amazing.
That we started this thing, and, it was just...
It's old enough to vote and everything else.
I know.
How about that?
It's back when Kay and I were still house parents at Navajo Missions, then we called it.
Right.
And we went a couple of Christmases. Next year we ought to try to do a live nativity. Well, then the year would come around. That's a lot of work, so maybe next year.
Right.
But
eventually,
somebody 36
said,
years ago we said, all right, let's start planning this in June.
This is the year.
And this was the year that someone on staff said, maybe we shouldn't have it because of COVID. And Jim and I, the nativity is very dear to both of our hearts.
Right.
And Jim and I both said,
my heart stopped.
Right.
This is exactly the year to have it.
Yeah.
Right.
So here we are.
Here we are. And so it is as it always is, a drive-through event.
Yeah, so that's
you really didn't have to change that very much, did you?
No.
Yeah.
And there's a few things that we're changing this year. We won't have a real baby in the cradle board, just because that usually was an outside child coming in. Our kids are they get tested regularly, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So there's no problem with our kids being out there.
Got you. Because normally all the people involved with the nativity, or most of them, have been children from the home,
Yeah,
right?
they are.
Right, and the staff, most of us live right there on grounds, and we interact with the
breathe
kids
on
every
each
day.
other all the time.
Yeah, we're tight.
Well, there you
We're
go.
pretty close.
You're tested and everything's good.
We are.
So
Yeah.
very, very good.
All is well.
Good. Excellent. So this is going to happen again on the same date that it usually happens,
December
right? This is on the
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah, we strayed away from that date a couple of years, but I think most people, they like it after they got all their shopping done, pretty much, and let's focus on what the season's all about.
There you go. And it's just dawning on me, today is Wednesday, so this is a week from today
Yes.
That's right.
that we'll have the live nativity.
Yeah, 6 to 8 in the evening.
Okay. There you go.
I still remember that some of those years you were out there with KO. What was it called back then?
We call them Channel 12.
Yeah.
Channel 12. Yeah.
It's like Voldemort. You can't say their name here.
Yeah.
But that's okay. No, it's okay.
Some nights
But
were so
KOBF,
cold.
we were there because we would cover local news, and then Living Nativity was the local news on the 23rd.
I know.
If you weren't there, you weren't anywhere.
Well, no.
Yeah. So, but there were days that years that I would go out there and be in the snow and cold.
Yes, and you were a trooper. You did really well.
But it's a great scene. In fact, for folks who are watching our visual radio, we've got some great pictures from years past to share with everybody about kind of the different things. And but they always say don't work with children or animals, yet that is all you have.
We have both, and
I
there was
know.
one year I was a house parent, and it snowed inches and inches that evening. I don't know if the general population knows that shepherds had snowball fights on the night of Jesus'
That is not
birth.
widely read in the Bible, is it?
No, it is
not part of that
not.
story.
But all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So.
Angels were involved as well.
Okay.
There was
What?
some
Angels?
fraternization between the angels and the shepherds,
Okay.
actually. We should talk about maybe something else.
That's true. Well, I think you never know what you'll see at the live nativity.
Yeah.
That's true.
Is the point of that story.
Yeah.
So there you go. But this is another picture of. So we've got. I'm looking at. I can see sheep
Yeah.
in the picture.
Yeah, there's sheep.
You've got
we
maybe
have
a
a
horse and a donkey. Yeah.
I think our donkey has passed on this past year, so we'll probably have a replacement
Okay.
for that. And
The understudy, the donkey
yeah.
understudy. You've got.
Yeah, we do have a llama.
Got his big break, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I think we got a llama or two.
We have llamas, we have sheep,
Yeah.
Right.
And probably a dog.
we have unruly children,
children.
some
There you
who will behave,
Okay.
of course.
And a number of our kids this year, since you know all this stuff, are new.
We do have a number of children who are new.
Nice.
We have 7 or 8 new children who were
Okay.
not with us for the Nativity last year. So for us, it's never really old hat because we love it so much.
Yeah.
But we do kind of know the ropes, so we know what to expect. But these new children don't. So there may be a few things.
Yeah.
They're rehearsing now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking to them about it.
Okay.
What it means and why we do it and what their roles are and what they are not to do.
Right. Snowball fights.
Right.
Snowball
Snowball
fights,
fights.
maybe. But that's okay. It's hard to be a kid for how many hours you're out there? 2 hours, right? To, try to be good.
I already looked ahead to the weather because you can do that now on your phone. It looks like we're okay.
Good.
Might be cold, but I think we'll be okay. For
No snow?
No snow.
Okay.
Okay.
That could change.
There you go.
It could.
Here's another picture of the kind of the whole gang, if you will,
See the
right?
angels? You can always pick out the angels.
You can pick out the angels. That's right. And but this is just a representation of the children from the
From over the
Four Corners
years.
home,
Yeah.
Right.
and we're seeing the donkey's best side, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always there beside. A little miniature horse back there too. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see the horse too. Yeah. There you go. But there.
Yeah.
We have too many horses.
Oh.
many.
Not an abundance of horses, as in
Too many.
an excessive amount.
Right.
Just too miniature
Yeah.
horses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Too many horses.
I understand.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're a week out. So I mean, things are all together pretty much. Or are you still working on some last minute things for this big event? Because this
Assignments
attracts.
have been handed out.
Oh,
Everyone
everyone's
knows
been
their role.
cast. Okay.
We will be fitting them for their costumes
Right.
on the 22nd.
Okay.
And
A lot of our board members are helping out again this year
Mm-hmm.
in traffic control.
That's an important thing.
Yeah. Now I know that with the luminary is there was a lot of people.
We had a lot of people here at the college for traffic
Yeah.
control. There was a long wait to get through it, but I think folks enjoyed it once they got here,
Yeah.
and same with your event. So I think
Yeah.
you're advising folks to come in from the west?
Yes, I'm glad you said that because that's going to be the safest way. Even if you're coming from the east side of town, go down Apache the whole way to West Main and then take a left. And then you'll be on our side of the street.
And you can be in that
You-
right lane of traffic if you
yeah,
have to. If there is an
that-
overflow,
That and even off to the side of the road, there's a pretty good apron there to the road. So
great. And I know you've got police for
We
traffic
do.
control.
We do.
And
do we?
yes,
Oh,
we have law
wow.
enforcement who
Wow.
will be professionally directing traffic
There you
rather
go.
than just Devin
Yeah.
and whomever and his cohorts. Devin
Yeah,
and
that's
his
right.
cohorts.
Yeah.
we love Devin
We
dearly.
do love Devin.
And he will do any job assigned.
Yeah.
And you give him a flashlight, and he will try to land a plane out
Yeah.
there on
Yeah.
Main Street. But
yeah, and we're close to the airport, so be careful.
yeah, but he'll have some help from the police this,
Yes.
this year.
Oh, that's
We
good.
do.
So
Yeah,
that's
we
good.
do.
And an orange vest. He needs an orange vest all the time, even when it's not dark.
Yeah.
But
He carries them in his trunk, I think.
there you go. But that's the best way to go. So this is,
It is.
if folks have never gone before, I can't imagine. But if they've never heard about this event, they've been living under a rock for the last 32
Yeah.
years,
Or maybe they're new to town.
Yeah.
or new to town. Welcome
Yeah.
to town, right? This is the
a lot
live.
of people moving from California, coming
Welcome.
into other states like
Why
ours.
not? That's right. Exactly. Enjoy. But this is a free event. You have it every year, but you
Yeah.
do accept donations
Oh, we do,
for
sure.
Navajo Ministries, for the Four Corners Home for Children.
Right.
And it is on West Main Street, and that's where folks can go, and on the 23rd.
23rd, and the easy way, we're right across from the West Main Taco Bell.
That is a landmark.
Can we say that? Can we
Yeah,
say
I
Taco
just
Bell?
did.
He just
Okay.
did. That's right. I
Well,
didn't bleep
that's
on
right.
that.
This is non-commercial. station,
That's okay.
but we're-
You're just a landmark. You're
yeah,
not
it's a
telling-
landmark.
Yeah,
You can say that.
exactly.
And it won't take you long once you get onto our property, because it's just a loop around the main building there. We used to have people go the whole way down through the campus, and then the traffic got backed up a little bit. And so a couple of years ago, we said, let's just make it
Right.
around the loop.
But we will greet you as soon as you you make your way onto campus, we will give you a card. The angels will be there. Oh, there they are.
Look at
Beautiful
that. I knew I had an angel picture.
Will be there
so
to hand you
see?
a magazine and
Yeah.
a little card.
Nice.
And if you have a can of food or a monetary gift, we'll take that
There
at
you
that
go.
time, and then you can drive through. We will be masked and scarfed,
Yes.
This year.
even though we all
Yeah.
live together.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But we want you to be comfortable to roll your window down and say,
Yeah.
hey, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Listen to the music that Devin will have playing.
Right.
Okay.
Because this year we're not going to do the choirs either. That's a little
No.
safety precaution there.
Right.
So,
So a few changes, but
yeah,
not too many.
A couple of changes, but the main reason for the season is still there. It's going to be the focus of Jesus.
Very true.
Being born in the stable.
Right. Something that we should always remember this time
You know,
of
we
year.
talk about the pandemic, and, you know, but you think back in the history of the scriptures even, we had a pandemic of sin that came right into the first couple, Adam and Eve.
Right.
They had a problem, and we had sin begin all over the world.
Right.
And even one of their own two sons actually killed the other, you know.
I
So
remember that
it
story.
started pretty close
That's right.
to when we were all created. So then God said, well, I'm just going to wipe these people out. And so then he said, I know a guy, Noah. So Noah and his family, they survived. But now look at us. We still got problems, even after they settled back down. And the real reason for the season is this Christ child, the one and only born Son of Jesus, or God, that came to this life to save, to world to save us from our sins.
Very
And
true.
So that's a good message for this time of the year.
It is a good message.
And especially this 2020 year when people are discouraged and maybe they've lost loved ones, you know, and there's a lot of pain and suffering. People have lost jobs. It's been a tough time, but God knows. He's not hiding under a rock somewhere. He knows what's going on.
That's good. Well, we need them now more than ever, I
Yeah,
think. So
sure do.
and there's a lot of folks, as you mentioned, who are suffering, who've been suffering, and so to have an event like this, to be able to remind us all about what it means and what the season is all about, and to be able to come with your close pod of family, you know,
Yeah.
we're not mingling, but we're going, you know, with our family to go through an event and have something to do, because I know a lot of folks are a little stir
Yeah.
crazy because there's
I
not a lot
know.
of things to do these days. This
Yeah.
is another one of these kind of great events that we can do, Annette.
I think it's important to remember that we're not just reenacting an event that took place 2,000 years ago. Jesus came not to be served, but to serve. And that's what we do at Four Corners Home for Children. We are serving the children in our care, and we are serving actually the whole families. Our donors and supporters serve us. And this is the one time of the year that our children can step out and do something for the community, to serve the community in this way, and to just stand there for 2 hours and reenact what did take place and what that might have looked like.
Right.
And just, it's sort of
Snowball
a
fights
Christmas,
notwithstanding, but I understand what
it's
you're
sort of
saying.
a live Christmas card to the community, and we love doing it. It's
That's
an
true.
opportunity for us. It's a privilege, and we do. We love it.
And it brings up the Four Corners Home for Children, which I know has been a big part of Navajo Ministries from its very, very beginnings. And so maybe if you both could maybe remind us what the mission is of the home and how its work has been going now for these last 30-plus years at least, right? Jim, you know how long.
67 years.
67 years, pardon me.
Navajo Missions was founded by Jack Drake in 1953.
That's right.
So here we
course.
are all of these years later, still taking care of children. We have branched out. We've done different things. Of course, we have not a competing radio station, but
None at all. A partner. We call it a partner
Yeah,
radio station.
absolutely,
Right?
and it's a local radio station, and we've had different
Vertical
things.
radio, KNMI, we
Right.
could say that.
We
Okay.
carry your
We
your
carry the COVID
reports.
show that we
That's
do
right.
here, so we're glad to have another
Okay.
outlet for audiences to hear that local information. It's been a great partnership, I
Got
think.
you
so.
covered with COVID. Yeah.
We have a Navajo Nation outreach, and actually today, folks will come in from the reservation, Navajo pastors, and they will pick up items that we have collected for months. And they will take these things, food, clothing, Bibles, toys for children. They will take these things back out into their communities on the reservation and distribute them to families.
Right.
So we have different things, but our focus has always been on the children and always will be. And we're taking care of children who are in out-of-home placement for various reasons. And some come for a year and are able to reunite with families, and others stay with us and age out, although that's not a specific age.
Right.
This year, if you drive through, you will see a couple of older children that have been with us 6-7 years. One, a 17-year-old, has been with us 15 years.
Wow.
And we are his family.
Right.
And we will see him through college and all that hopefully life will provide for him. And it's an honor.
Right. Very much. And you've been doing it for all this time.
Right.
And you know,
in the community.
Annette's been our official president now for a year, right?
I have been.
Yeah.
Right. It was the interim and emeritus show for
Right.
6
That's
months.
right, last year.
6
Okay.
months, but I've been at the
It's
desk
official.
for about a year.
There you go.
And
Well, that's great. And
thrilled to be doing that.
right. And for all of its history, it's been the Navajo children that the home has been helping and working with. And we've heard so much during this whole year with COVID and the coronavirus about how hard the Navajo Nation was hit with this and how some of the struggles are. A lot of folks, I think, were just shocked to learn about conditions on the reservation and what families were dealing with and what children are dealing with. And here it is, the Four Corners Home that's been helping these children from these families out of these sometimes very difficult circumstances.
We have, and our donors have blessed us abundantly this year with their normal support for the children. They've included extra to send out to the nation and to buy supplies, hand sanitizers, things like that.
Right. But I mean, again, the lack of running water and some of the other things that we just take for granted that some of these children don't grow up with, and it's just foreign to them in some cases. So,
and one of our magazines that we're handing out this year, Navajo Neighbors Magazine, features a story of, actually he's not on our staff, but his son.
Well, our graphic designer is married to a Navajo man whose father
okay.
Boy,
had COVID.
He was near
and
death.
heart stopped 4 times. I mean, the
my.
article, and just how he pulled through
Wow.
to the glory of God.
Yeah, so it's a great story. And so a lot of people, we have 2 different issues that we're handing out this year, but that's one of them.
Very good. Well, it's something. There's just amazing stories from
There are.
all corners of the region.
We hear panic. We hear COVID and tend to panic, but
Yes, yes.
there are many stories of even elderly. This man was elderly with diabetes, and he was on a ventilator, and family never really expected him. One night, heart stopped 4 times. They did not expect him to walk out of that hospital, but he did. And he is healthy and whole today.
So good to hear that. That's wonderful. Well, and you mentioned your donors earlier, and I wanted to point out that if I'm not mistaken, but correct me if I'm wrong, you have supporters from all over the country, all over the world that support the mission of Navajo Ministries and the Four Corners Home for Children, because they realize what an important job it is that you do, continue to do, in this region of the world.
We are completely funded by them. We do not take state, federal, local funding at all. So our donors and supporters are really the ones who make it possible for us to do what God has called us to do. Our average monthly check is $25. That's a lot of checks.
Yes, right.
And
to do what you do.
70% of our donations come from outside the Four Corners region. That is a
Amazing.
lot of people who are caring and concerned about the Navajo people and the conditions on the reservation and the children
Right.
who can't be at home for whatever reason. So God places us on their hearts, and they respond. It's a beautiful thing.
That's wonderful.
This,
Jim Baker, you've seen this your entire career, haven't you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, this past summer, Samaritan's Purse with Franklin Graham, they were out in Shiprock and across the reservation because it was hit so hard. And one of the requests they had was for Navajo Bibles, so we helped provide some Navajo Bibles in their own language.
Nice.
So everybody works together, you can get a lot done.
That's very true. That's very true. And you came from back east,
Yes.
like I did.
Amish country.
Yes, and
Pennsylvania.
and you have traveled back there, I know.
Oh, man, many
on regular times, right?
Many times.
And heard from local folks, right, who support the
We've done some
mission.
fundraising banquets back there, and as a matter of fact, our home church, gosh, over the years they gave thousands of dollars while we were full time. Now I'm just a fool. Not full time.
I don't know if that's true.
Still a few hours each week, so
Right.
It's hard to get out of something when you've been in it so long.
It is. Well, you're
It'd be like you're
like
trying to get out of broadcast.
you're like a
Could
fixture.
you ever do that?
No, look at me.
He is a fixture. That's a very good word,
You're a
Scott.
fixture.
He's
You're
a
like-
fixture.
Yeah.
He's
Like
a
a
permanent fixture.
I'm a
and
plumbing
we're
fixture.
okay. We're okay with that.
I wasn't going to get specific. I would think more light fixture.
Oh, how
And your
nice.
bulb is bright before we even
Wow.
go there.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, okay.
I will tell you, when the board approached me and asked if I would step in as president, I did say if I can keep Jim.
That's got to be in your contract.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be important. So,
Well, now she's on the board too, so that works out nice.
Well, there you
so
go.
I'm still on the board. So.
right? So,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, I know it's a struggling time for a lot of folks and families that we've been talking about, and even nonprofits. It's a struggle to keep the doors open in some cases, and so the work that you do is so important for these families, for these individuals, and that's the reason I think that you do this outreach, and to remind us all about the season with the live nativity.
That's right. It's just one of the things that's it's like our gift to the community, and it reminds them that the real gift is for Jesus Christ that came way back when to be our Savior.
Right. Very good. Well, again, it is next Wednesday, the 23rd,
December 23rd,
6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8.
That is right.
Navajo Ministries. I mean, a couple more photos I want to show. We have some. Probably that's the best gig in the house is getting to tend to the fire,
It is.
right?
They all want to be shepherds. That's okay.
They tend to get close to the fire. We have to keep watching that.
Yeah, but that's the warmest spot, right?
Well,
That's where you want to be when you're out there.
Yeah,
So,
they know.
and you've got kids. At least I think I remember hearing this in the past that maybe work in shifts, right? So they can go
The
inside
little
and
ones,
warm
the
up
younger ones do.
and come out,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
they're not out there for the full 2 hours, which is good. But they're bundled up. We can see that
Yeah,
in
they are.
in the spots. You have a drummer boy.
What?
Every good nativity scene needs a drummer boy, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. You got
A little
that.
one.
Yeah.
So that's important.
You can't beat it.
That's right. Very
Well,
true.
you can beat it.
Very true. A few more shepherds. These are shepherds, I think.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the sheep.
Yeah.
Well, you
Sheep,
can't
yeah,
really be a shepherd.
Sheep
but-
don't care.
Well,
That's a
true.
sheep.
You need to have sheep. That's exactly true.
They don't mind being cold.
No, not at all. That's true. Very good.
Yeah.
And of course, the overall view.
Oh, yeah. Don't you like the star?
I do like
You
that.
notice the shadow of the cross?
I like that.
Right above the manger scene. Just another reminder
That's
to
right.
folks what this is really all about.
Of what we're looking at and what we're seeing, which is great. Well, it's wonderful. It's the drive-through live Navajo Nativity at Navajo Ministries, and again, it is going to be on the 23rd, a week from today.
Yep.
From
It
6 to 8 p.m. A free event, but you're asking for donations of maybe non-perishable or canned goods.
We'll take them.
Fine.
Okay. Checks,
Or, yeah, money's good.
cash. That works too.
And we're there with the angels to make sure that the cash gets to the right spot.
Okay. Good. Gets to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
That's important. That's very good. And again, this is all put on by the residents and house parents and staff of.
Staff and children at Four Corners Home for Children.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, it's again a great holiday event, as I have said, and we look forward to it every year. So, thank you again for putting it on and being able to do it safely during all this crazy pandemic.
It's our pleasure. We need this year.
Yeah.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of folks will be lining up early to get in to see it. So it starts next week, everyone, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Four Corners Home for Children, Navajo Ministries, as Jim Baker would say, across from the West Main Taco Bell.
There you go. You said it. I didn't.
Or put it in your GPS at 2103 West Main Street, and it'll
That'll
get
work.
you right there, too.
That'll work.
But come in from the west side, and that will
That's
help
the
with traffic
best.
control.
That'll be the best.
Okay. Very good.
right.
Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Scott.
Scott.
Always a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you very much.